welcome to this very special conversation just ahead of the Lok Sabha polls when Ratna Karpoori Thakur was posthumously honoured with Bharat Ratna. Politicians across party lines said that it was long overdue. Now a book, the Ratna Karpoori Thakur, Voice of the Voiceless, has come out in the market. It has been penned by Santosh Singh and Aditya Anmol. Santosh Singh is joining us here in the studio. So Santosh ji, thank you so much for joining us here in the NDTV studios. I have followed your work in Bihar, on Bihar very, very closely. So thank you so much for coming out with this book. Why should the present generation be interested in lives and times of Karpoori Thakur?
Very brilliant question to start in and very relevant one as well. That's why my first chapter is called Why Karpoori Thakur. I wanted to ask this question myself rather than anybody should ask this question. Because your socialist politics is at the crossroads. You know, Ramvilas Paswan is not there, Mulayam Singh is not there, Sarad Yadav is not there, Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar are at the fag end of his political career. And here is one state, Bihar, which is still the final frontier for BJP. It could share power with socialists, but it could not come to power on its own. That's why I would say Bihar is still the last citadel for them to conquer. But here is the person, it is the lasting legacy of Ratna Karpoori Thakur. Their science, Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar, they have been still in the chair, ensconcing the chair. And I thought, why not Karpoori Thakur? Because, you know, just that I didn't frame the book with the thought that he would get Bharat Ratna. I had been working for this for the last 5 years. And my manuscript was submitted last May itself. I was thinking of the centenary year, 100th birth anniversary of Karpoori Thakur, his relevance, his lasting legacy, his theory of equity within equity, and how he removed English as a mandatory subject, and how he introduced the pioneering change in the governance which Nitish Kumar has replicated in his governance. That's why the present generation should read. Because if they want the genesis of the socialist politics, this is a must read for them.
Okay, and Santosh ji, since you talk about how Bihar remains the last frontier or the final frontier or the last citadel which has not been captured by the BJP so far, and that's the truth. What makes Karpoori Thakur brand of politics, which is still followed by Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav's RJD, which makes it so difficult?
So, you know, unlike UP, Bihar is a different template. We have seen the socialist stream, we have seen the communist movement, we have seen also the saffron movement. And of course, the Congress, monolithic structure of Congress. But here is a state you've seen since 90s. There are three landmarks. One first is 1967, when MS Golwalkar and Lohia came together and formed the first anti-Congress government. Then, of course, 77, after post-JP movement, we have another first national coalition. And then 1989, with BP Singh came. And when we come to Bihar, we have 1990. And since 1990, and then after the advent of Lalu Prasad, Congress relegated to, of course, number 2 position only once, and then they lost even the position of single opposition party. So it had been socialist all the way. First time Lalu Prasad pioneered the social empowerment theory, and then Nitish Kumar came. He tried a assimilative brand of politics, of course with support of BJP and at times with Lalu Prasad himself. That's why BJP has been trying, but it is not able to make the inroads the way, because as I said, a different template, different social structure, and a socialist route is still, I think it's very deeply entrenched in the state. So
that socialist route, is it being redefined by the new generation of politicians, and what the BJP says is a new kind of social engineering they have done? It's no longer a Brahmin Baniya party. BJP today is also as much about OBCs.
Yeah, I just recall an instance. It was somewhere in 1998. Sushil Kumar Modi had recounted this to me. And he and Nandkishore Yadav, his colleague, he went to Kailaspati Misra, the tallest leader of BJP then, with the idea of celebrating the birth anniversary of Karpoori Thakur. Then they were told, don't we have a leader in our own party? And you see, cut to 2024, NDA government gives him Bharat Ratna. This shows And if you go back to 2000, the BJP had started celebrating the birth anniversary. And after Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, if anybody's birth anniversary is celebrated among politicians, it is that of Karpoori Thakur. He became the biggest socialist icon.
So, you in ninth chapter,
Yeah.
you talk about how he was in many ways the architect of coalition politics.
Yes.
And Bihar has seen many coalition politics. The Mahagathbandhan phrase comes from Bihar. How is it relevant in these times when, particularly since 2014 till 2024, we had seen almost near dominance of one political party?
You know, I think you're talking about 1970 experiment when we had the first national coalition, the Janata Party experiment. Of course, Jayaprakash Narayan was at the helm of affairs. Karpoori Thakur became chief minister. I think it was the real arrival of Karpoori Thakur. So, of course, there were a divergent group, Bharatiya Jan Sangh, Congress for Democracy, and Bharatiya Lok Dal of Charan Singh, different ideology, but they came under one roof to defeat Congress. After they had defeated Congress, they tested power. It's a different thing that it didn't last long, but that was the first real experiment, and it somehow bore fruit in 1989 and subsequently you see, if you talk in terms of Bihar, since 1990 it has been socialist all the way.
So in the current generation of politicians in Bihar and also in the neighboring Uttar Pradesh, who do you think is actually following the principles of Karpoori Thakur?
It's very difficult to answer whether they are following the principles of Karpoori Thakur.
Appear to be following.
Appear, yeah. You can say, of course, you see the UP result, the way BJP could have thought that they would result, they didn't. Akhilesh did very well. And even if you talk about Bihar, numbers do not show that RJD has got 4, but its vote percentage is up by 9%. Assembly-wise, if they dissect the result, they have done very well. There could be multiple reasons why they could win more seats. But I think when there would be assembly election in 2025 in Bihar, there would be absorbing contest. I am predicting that there will be absorbing contest between the two, I think NDA and RJD late Mahagathbandhan.
You are saying absorbing contest.
Yes.
And that's a very interesting phrase that you're using. Why?
Yeah. See, you see the last assembly election. What was the difference? 12,700 votes.
That's right.
Between the two. You know, very little to choose between. See, assembly election is different ball game altogether. So many of the RJD voters would have thought they are not going to form government, let us support BJP or not vote for them. But in assembly, it will be very difficult for BJP. And if you talk to even the insiders of BJP, privately they would say, yes, it is going to be tough. With Nitish Kumar, is at the fag end of his political career, not the same man he used to be. Even his company, I think, I am afraid that would be contest.
Okay, so now let me ask the final question. Since we are looking at almost less than 12 months for 2025 elections in our home state of Bihar, could you have written a book, because this is an important character or leader to pen, on somebody who we know more closely rather than someone whose legacy we have heard about? Because you have followed Bihar politicians, you follow them even today, from Tejaswi to Nitish to Lalu, and each and every one, even late Sushil Modi.
This is my third book. I have written extensively on Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar, my first book, Ruled or Misruled. I have written about the 100th year of Bihar through the main characters of socialist movement, and afterwards in my second book, JP to BJP. I think this is the part of trilogy. This person was not known. This person was not documented. People didn't know about his political caliber. You see his speech from 1952 to 1988 till his death. You see the measure of the man who talks about Tata scheme, Mao Zedong, he's quoting Harold Lasky. Very people know that Karpoori Thakur was leader of that stature. And people only talk about, okay, he brought category equity within equity or reservation within reservation. And he English hatao slogan. Karpoori Thakur was much more beyond that. He needed to be documented. There was not a single book. I had great difficulty in documenting him. And it was only after the extensive research of 4-5 years I could I have a bibliography of 75 books on him.
That's why it's being called unputdownable and also clearly well-researched book. Santosh ji, thank you so much and congratulations for this book.
Welcome.